YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Y2 Shadows and welcome back to Hoop Nights. And today we got another day around the association. We're gonna kind of focus on three games in particular, kind of the three games of the night that were really mattering. I know Pelicans and Suns also kind of played, but I'll be 100% honest, that was happening in the middle of some of these great games and the Lakers games, and I really didn't watch too much, and it ended up being just another disappointing thing by the Suns. I can kind of talk about that a little bit more at the end, but we're going to talk about these three games here. So Warriors, let's start off with Warriors and Magic before we go to the other two games. So Warriors and Magic was one that I had seen on the schedule today and I was very excited about. My main reason why is I know that the Magic are still without Suggs. Suggs is still dealing with that it's not a hamstring, I think it was his back, I believe. So just still dealing with the injury, but you got both Franz and Paolo versus Jimmy and Steph. And I kind of wanted to see Orlando, what they would do, because Orlando just came off of last week playing the Cavaliers and they got smoked. Orlando also, funny enough, for a team that's number 7 right now in the standings, Orlando has like one of the worst, actually I think they have the worst offense in the NBA, matter of fact, by all metrics. Let's bring it up. I think I bring that stats up, yeah, because the stats for team offense, like I think Orlando had like one of the worst offenses. I guess they don't got it on here. I mean, they probably do. I could probably find it, but I remember they were talking about it on the broadcast. They were like, Orlando's offense is like probably like the worst, or like one of the worst in the league, right? So funny enough, out the gate, Orlando, what did they do? The worst offense in the league? Oh yeah, they shoot 82% in the first quarter. 82% in the first quarter, and the Magic are up double digits at halftime. Unfortunately for the Magic, Steph Curry happened. And let's kind of get into everything. So Warriors won this game 121-115. Warriors are now the 7th seed in the West. They moved up past Minnesota today, and I think now they have a half game lead on the Timberwolves now, so they kind of got a decent little possession of the 7th seed at the moment. Steph Curry at 56. I'm gonna tell you legit, the only couple of people who really mattered, Draymond kind of did a little bit of stuff, because you know Draymond does Draymond things. Moody has some things. Quentin Post, shout out to Quentin Post. They found Quentin Post in the second round, and ever since Steve Kerr has put him in the rotation, Quentin Post has been really good for the Warriors. 18-5 tonight. Quentin Post had helped them a little bit when Steph was sitting on the bench. So shout out to Quentin Post. Q Post did his thing tonight, but the main thing is Wardell. Wardell kind of showed you guys why he's a top 10 player of all time. Tonight, the nigga had 12 threes. He had 16 shots, 12 of them were threes, and some of the shots that he was hitting was some of the most disrespectful shit in the world, and this is just the Steph Curry experience. In the third quarter, here let's go over a little bit of things real quick. Let's just go. I'm on the official NBA channel. Let's kind of just go over to where I want to like look at it real quick. So at the end of the first quarter and everything, right? It's like, you know,
it comes into Howard, 3-point shot.
So hits that, right? In the quarter. So only 11-point game, right? Nothing crazy, but Orlando shot really good. So we're gonna go down. We're gonna scroll down to where it is, right here. So like he's already hit a couple threes at this point, because he already hit a couple in the first quarter. But let's just start with the shit real quick.
It's good. Good play by Wendell. Half-court lead. Curry knocks it in.
Wendell Carter hits a 2, right? And they're up 17 points. And Wardell hits a half-court shot.
That's what he does. He thrills the crowd here.
Steph Curry hits a half-court shot, and now it goes from 17 back to 14. And just the start of the run. Unbelievable, dude. For the Magic side, funny enough, Paolo had 41. Paolo, I'm not gonna let them forget this performance from you. 4 for 10 from 3, 40%, 16 to 27, 41, 5 and 6. Paolo, I'm not gonna let them forget this, man. You played incredible. Franz did pretty well tonight as well. Cole Anthony, I mean, they were kind of a good backup. Everybody else, like, kind of mediocre in the stat lines and stuff like that. Wendell Carter's still a pretty nice center. I like him a lot. Shout out Duke ties. But Paolo's also good Duke as well. But I mean, hey, like, but we know how I feel about Paolo. Paolo took us to the Final Four. Should have been a natty, but that's another conversation. And we could talk about college basketball in like the coming weeks because I have a lot to talk about with Auburn and Duke, by the way. But yeah, Paolo balled out tonight, and it didn't fucking matter because of Steph Curry. Let's kind of go to the third quarter real quick. There was a point in the third quarter, like it just started becoming ridiculous. So
open shooter, and he drills another three.
Oh, by the way, this is post, just the person who just hit a three post in the third quarter. Incredible. Great time.
Butler to Curry, coming off the screen again. This one.
By the way, another thing to mention, Curry just hit that, right? KCP was guarding Curry. KCP got his ass waxed. Steph Curry did some unholy shit to KCP tonight.
Such good action away from the basketball.
Unholy. Look at Paolo attacking Draymond.
Jumper. That was good.
Beautiful. Beauty. What a beauty, Paolo.
For contact, didn't get any. Curry backs it out, shoots over Caldwell Pope. It's good.
Like like, what do you do? What do you do? What literally, seriously, what do you do? What do you do? Like, seriously, guys, like, what do you do?
Curry up the floor.
My bad. Hold on. When he hit the three, my bad. Was that, did he actually go to, yeah, that was, yeah. So here, let's watch this.
And steal back to Curry. 3-point shot, good again.
Curry literally, again, down double digits a whole game, and Steph, like, ignited.
He is putting on a show in Orlando.
And then look at this disrespectful motherfucker over here practicing golf swings. Steph is ridiculous. But again, the magic, even with all this happening, right? Here's another one. Here, just show another one real quick.
Nothing there, and a steal
Jimmy,
by
oh, that's
Wagner racing.
By the way, Jimmy Butler played like some shit in this game. One thing that I think, by the way, that I'll bring it up, but one thing that Warriors fans are gonna kind of get to know about Jimmy Butler, and I've heard this a lot from Miami Heat fans, and I kind of paid attention to a little bit as well. Jimmy Butler, when the stakes are like not really on the line per se, like you're not in the playoff series where each game really matters. Like, down the stretch of the season, the games really matter because you don't want to be in the play-in, right? You really don't want to be in the play-in, especially, like, with the older guys. But, like, just to, like, really be, like, emphasis, right? Like, the stakes matter, like, playoff series, like, playoff risers. When it's not those type of stakes, Jimmy Butler tends to have these really mediocre performances that have you head-scratching and kind of be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, 5, 7, and 4... If just a Draymond stat line, people would be like, oh yeah, that's Draymond. We expect it. That's like his normal, that's what Draymond, like we expect out of Draymond. Out of Jimmy Butler, it's crazy. Like, Brandon Podziemski should not have more shot attempts than Jimmy Butler. I know Jimmy's not trying to step on toes and shit, but like, come on. Q-Post had a great night. What is Q? I mean, and everything. So maybe tonight you can be like, whatever, right? This is like one-off. But Q-Post should not be having more shot attempts than Jimmy Butler. Draymond should not have more shot attempts than Jimmy Butler. I don't give a fuck. But definitely these two. Like, Podziemski and Draymond, 1000%. Q-Post just had a really great night. So, like, when you're kind of on and you're doing well, I kind of get why you're going to shoot the ball more because you're feeling it, right? But these two, yeah, no, there shouldn't be a scenario where they should have more shot attempts than Jimmy Butler. Especially 5 more shot attempts for Podziemski? Absolutely not. But okay, here, my bad. Steph did something here. Steph did this to end the quarter, by the way.
Out to Podziemski.
I said, Steph's on the bench. So
off the 3-point line, good defense. There's a 3 out of the corner that's good.
Yeah, so Steph on the bench. But let's kind of go. So I want to get to Good Lord.
Nope, he doesn't.
So
they're going to call an offensive foul on Banchero.
That's going to 8-1 run.
Post. Back to Curry. 3-point attempt is
KCP. I mean, KCP's, man. Look, you'll always be loved for the Lakers stuff that you did, but yo, it's bad. The shit that Steph is doing, it's very bad, man. Here, let me get to the one that like the one that shut everybody down though. Oh, actually no, Steph Curry. Oh yeah, Steph has some more, by the way. Oh yeah, my bad. Steph got a few more. KCP on him again. Gets the screen. Both of them. Franz is right there trying to play up. What can you do about that? Like, literally, what can you do? Literally, what can you do? Like, what can you do? And then Curry passes the Q pose. Pajemski cuts towards the middle. You know, Pajemski could have went up for it, but he was smart. He was like, I'm not gonna do that to the high hand. Paolo loses track of Steph Curry. That is like one rule I think that I feel like that's one of the rules, like one of the game plans of Steph Curry is it doesn't matter how cold or hot that motherfucker is. You never lose track of Steph Curry. Never. Ever. You should never lose track of Steph Curry. Right? So look, yeah, so look, Paolo is over there looking at the wrong person. Because if Steph decides, let's say for example now, I mean Steph obviously is probably not gonna cut down this way in front of Paolo to go for like a floater or nothing, but Paolo, you're looking at the wrong person. You should not be losing track of Steph Curry. But look at this. Paolo loses, look at it, yep, already too late. Loses track of Curry. And then Steph, guess what Paolo gets? Because there's 2.6 on the clock, right? It makes sense why Paolo goes for this. Go for the contest. Oh, Steph got his ass in the air. One dribble. Right in rhythm. And just crazy.
Of course it's good. 52 in the game.
And you hear the magic announcer, of course it's good. 52 in the game at this point, and he ends with 56. One of the best games of the night. Orlando, unfortunately, I'm not gonna lie. Where's Orlando at right now? So Orlando, when it comes, so here's the problem, right? Is Orlando, unfortunately, is kind of going to be stuck in this seat, is going to be stuck in this. Unless Orlando goes on like a crazy winning streak and one of these three teams here catch a little bit of cold down the stretch. And the interesting thing is everybody here understands like Detroit is on an 8-game winning streak. Detroit is coming. There will be a full video actually I'm gonna talk about Detroit that I'm gonna make at some point soon, because Detroit, what they've done this year is incredible. Milwaukee's with Dame and them, they're not trying to go out of the way. They want they want to host a first round series. Indiana also doesn't want to drop down. They want to host a first round series too. The unfortunate thing with Orlando is Orlando's gonna have to deal with this. Now, I don't think any of these three teams are beating Orlando. So I think Orlando's going to stay with the 7th seed and get that. The problem is, unfortunately, guess what your reward is? The Boston Celtics. Now, if Suggs is healthy, that might actually be an interesting series if Orlando can figure out its offensive woes. However, Orlando right now, Orlando's dealing with a bit of a problem. They gotta get Suggs back, and their offense is one of the worst. And you're gonna have to play Boston in the first round. Not ideal. For Golden State, Golden State, they win that game there. Let's look at Golden State's schedule, because I heard that Golden State has like a fairly decent schedule. Like, don't they play the Wizards and shit come up? Oh yeah, so they play the 76ers on ABC, Saturday night ABC primetime, which I don't think Embiid's not obviously not playing because he's been having that issue with his knee. So you're facing Tyrese Maxey and the 76ers. Yeah, if y'all lose that game, pathetic. Then they're playing the Hornets. I mean, again, another one you should win. The next game will actually be interesting, give them a little bit of test, and then the next, like, kind of, yeah, whatever. So, in theory, they should win 3 out of the next 4 games. They could win all 4, but in theory, they should win 3 out of the next 4 games. Then they got the Pistons at home, and then I won't lie to you, I'm probably gonna pick. Oh, is that gonna be on ABC? Cade versus Steph. Ooh, I would love to see that if they're gonna put Cade on ABC finally. Ooh, man, that means Cade has arrived. But that'll be a game to watch. So yeah, Warriors got something soft. Warriors can stack up some wins too. And right now, this area is interesting, right? Because the top 5 seeds, right? OKC is gonna be the #1 seed. We already know that's pretty much locked in. 2 through 5, funny enough, is all trying to fight for position over here, but none of them are all back enough in a loss column to be able to like really worry about them. But everybody else, the Clippers all the way to the Kings, there is some room where if somebody gets on a couple games of a streak, you can move up. And tonight, like Golden State tonight, they benefited from their win, and Minnesota ended up losing, which we'll kind of transition into in like a second. But yeah, if the Warriors can get on a little bit of run, that could help them definitely get up to the 6th seed. I don't know if they're gonna catch any of these. I doubt they're gonna catch anybody of these calories, to be 100% honest, but it could be very, very interesting to see how some things shake up there. So yeah, that's kind of it with that game. Next game, let's go into the Lakers and Timberwolves. So Lakers and Timberwolves. Lakers win this game 111 to 102. Lakers are now on a 4-game winning streak. Again, I'm still not happy about that Charlotte loss. That Charlotte loss makes shit a lot more irritating because we should be 37-20. Matter of fact, I think if we're 37-20, will they put us above the Nuggets at the 3 seed? Maybe. Because we have the better conference record, we would have less losses. We have less losses. We'd probably be like a half game back, maybe. Like probably a half game at the worst. But again, like right now we're 1 game back, but that half game is just like, that's a loss that's just gonna irritate me for a while. Probably like that could be a loss that's gonna irritate me all year. But the Lakers in this game, right? So the Lakers rack up this one. So funny enough, right? The Timberwolves outside of like the third, like pretty much, I mean, because this is a tie quarter, but like I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and just say 3 quarters. The Timberwolves outscored the Lakers in the last 3 quarters, but the reason why the Lakers ended up winning is what they did to the start. At the beginning, Lakers came out firing. Like, we were on an offensive roll. We got up to one point, excuse me, in the second quarter, we got up to a point where it was 47-24 with like 8 or so minutes left in the second quarter. And we were playing really, really well offensively and defensively. Defensively, we did great again. Held another team to barely. This was like 102 points, but there's another one where like they just barely passed 100. So it's another game where our defense is really showing out. The Lakers, just for whatever reason though, we continue to struggle on offense. Like, this team's continuity on offense right now is very weird. Like, we struggle on offense, but we're elite at defense, and everybody's worried. I personally wasn't worried about our defense. I thought maybe there might be a little bit of there's gonna be like a noticeable drop off because we're losing Anthony Davis, but like I wasn't too worried about like our defense going from like, you know, top 5 to like, you know, like the middle of the pack. I didn't think it was gonna be like anything like that. I was like, yeah, it should probably drop off to like probably like maybe down lower top 10 or stuff, and we're still probably the number 1 or number 2 defense right now in basketball. which is crazy. But our offense, just for whatever the fuck reason right now, it just sucks. And it's mainly kind of due to the fact of Luka just can't find a rhythm at all, right? Luka tonight, Luka 21, 5, and 13. Really great stats. But when you look at the shooting, it was abysmal and terrible. He had 1 3 tonight, which I'll show you guys right now. Luka was terrible all night from 3, couldn't hit shit. And then, where was it? He ended up doing this. LeBron, by the way, threw this man a fucking grenade. Here it is. Oh, yeah, right here. Is it this one? No, I don't think it's this one. Yeah, I think it's this one here. Here it is.
Reed's in front of him. LeBron crosses over. LeBron's in.
Yeah, so look, 4.3 on the clock, right? Lakers, like, it's a 4-point game at this point. 4-point game. Luka's rushing over. LeBron's kind of can't really do nothing, especially because he can't. If he tries to do his patented fade away, he's gonna step out of bounds or probably hit the side of the backboard here. So Luka gets this.
He finds Luka to beat the clock.
And you know what's crazy? As a Timberwolves fan, I'd be pissed because they dealt with the same shit against the fucking Mavericks for the last year when they played him in the regular season and in the playoffs. Luka would be terrible offensively most of the game, especially from deep, and then in crunch moments would hit some bullshit like that. I can understand 1000% if you are a Mavericks fan why you would despise the Los Angeles Lakers, and even more so Luka Doncic. LeBron tonight, another just really great performance. 33, 6, and 17. Guys, I don't think people are ready to see what's gonna happen, but LeBron's gonna be first team All NBA. It's gonna be SGA. It's gonna be Jokic. It's gonna be Giannis. It's gonna be who would I put in my fourth? Before LeBron. I'm trying to think. Ooh, who would I put there? I don't know. Would I put any of the Cavs there? But none of the Cavs is like played crazy enough. Unless do they want to put? Maybe they might put Tatum there just cause. Yeah, they'll probably do some shit like Tatum, so I can see Tatum. So I think, yeah, I'll do it like this. There's gonna be SGA, it's gonna be Tatum, it's gonna be Jokic, it's gonna be Giannis, and it's gonna be LeBron. And I don't think a lot of people are registering that LeBron's gonna be first team All NBA in his 22nd season. And that's just another accolade just adding on his already stacked resume. I don't think people are ready for that at all. Austin Reeves, another great night. 23, 5, and 6. Just really great as usual. And then Jackson Hayes 10 and 7. Rui's stats don't look the greatest, but Rui got hurt. Rui on one of the plays, Reeves had got the ball off a miss and threw an outlet to Rui, who was kind of cherry picking, but he was down open, and Rui got a dunk, and he like landed awkwardly. We thought it was his back because there was a point in one of the other games where he had like messed his back up. But they say it's actually like a knee issue, like a knee contusion. So I'm pretty sure Rui's going to be out at least 2 weeks. So that means that Rui's going to be come back maybe in the middle of that gauntlet back-to-back that we deal with, where we're playing like the Nuggets and the Bucks multiple times in that stretch. So I think that's kind of where Rui will come back during that time. But he's going to be out for a little bit there, which means Dorian Finney-Smith's going to step up. And then Jackson Hayes had also kind of took in like a little bad fall as well. I think Jackson's going to play tomorrow against the Clippers, but I have no clue. I imagine though what's going to end up happening though is that LeBron's not going to play. I don't think Jackson's going to play, and Rui's definitely not playing. So it'll be interesting though. Luka just turned 26 today, by the way. Happy birthday to the Don. Now Luka versus the Clippers is very interesting because Luka for whatever reason hates the Clippers and loves to go off. And what better way to go off by spending your 26th birthday torching one of your arch rivals and then going out to party in LA with your family and kid. But we'll see if Luka plays tomorrow. If he doesn't, I don't fault him, because again, he's still trying to work his way back into shape and everything else. So I don't fault him if Luka doesn't play tomorrow at all. Which if he doesn't, I'm kind of just gonna chalk this up as like a schedule loss at this point. We're just down so many people. Like, we're probably gonna see Cam Reddish play a lot. Dalton Connect is gonna be really relied on heavy minutes tomorrow to see. Hell, we might call up some G League people. So Bronny, like, we might see Bronny get some actual minutes tomorrow and play. So we'll kind of see what the Lakers decide to do for tomorrow. As for the Timberwolves, with this loss and the Warriors win, the Timberwolves are now in the 8th spot. And the Timberwolves, in this game, by the way, I don't know if they show it, but Anthony Edwards, early in the game, Anthony Edwards and Jared Vanderbilt had gotten to an altercation, so they had both received a double tech. And Ant in this game here, Ant in the middle of this game, Ant got Ant is it right here? Are they gonna show it? I don't know. That's Ant on bar right there. So hold on, I'm trying to see do they show it?
Doesn't make a mistake.
Again, they run screen and roll.
Because it was in the third quarter.
The Lakers,
I'm trying to figure out are they gonna show it?
Defense, offense. The Lakers, they have been pretty healthy the last few games.
Yeah, here it is. Yep, so right here. Yep, this is what happens. So this happens right here. So this is how Ant gets his second technical and gets started out the game. Ant now has 16 technicals. Unless the league rescinds that technical, it's an automatic 1-game suspension. And the Timberwolves, they play the Jazz tomorrow, which the Jazz aren't competing for anything. So they should still theoretically win this game, especially how they competed back against OKC and stuff. However, losing your star player and you already still don't have Randall Gobert is still out. It'll be really, really interesting. Just so you guys, just so everybody can see how the tech happened.
The Lakers, they have been pretty healthy the last few games.
Bumps into Gabe Vincent, falls down.
He's got to do something. He's either got to give it up, call a timeout.
Got a technical.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. One of the things about NBA officiating that's so frustrating is like something like that. Yelling at the official is a fucking tech. That shit is absolutely bullshit, and I do feel bad for Timberwolves fans because at a certain point they did feel like they were coming back in this game and doing really well. But that technical was soft. I get the double tech on him and like Vanderbilt. They're both pushing and shoving and all that. Like, you don't want no fighting in the game. I get the double technical. This one, a technical for yelling at the referee, is so horseshit. And the league, like, there's a lot of problems with the league, but refereeing is one of them. Refereeing's been like an issue that I've noticed across like multiple sports, and I wonder when they're gonna finally, like, I wonder when the breaking point is gonna happen where it's gonna like really cause issues. I don't know how bad it is in soccer, but I imagine if refereeing was as bad as it was in soccer, the fans across the world, they don't play that. And I imagine that the referees would probably not be safe, to be 100% honest with you. But I don't know why. I don't know why our league kind of just allows refereeing to be this horrid, and there's no consequences about it at all. Like, it doesn't make no sense to me. But yeah. But that's kind of what happened there, and got that. He's probably not going to play tomorrow because I don't think the league is going to rescind it. I haven't heard any news so far when I was on Twitter all night about them rescinding the technical. So, and Chris Finch had kind of mentioned already in his post-game interview about Ant needs to control his temper. So it kind of sounds like, from the most part, that Ant is they're preparing to not play with Ant tomorrow, so Ant will probably be out. The Lakers play the Clippers tomorrow in a back-to-back. The unfortunate thing that really sucks is tomorrow is One Piece Day. I'm not a One Piece fan, but I don't hate on the fandom at all. It's just the fact that, like, there's gonna be a lot of anime fans in attendance, a lot of nice Laker gear that has the One Piece stuff on it. I would love to cop my hands on it because I think it might only just be available at crypto. If they have it online and they have it on sale for a while, then maybe I might cop it like next week or something. But it is just unfortunate that it's just like, damn, you know, this is something nice, like a nice thing that they're doing, and it's a back-to-back, and we doubt that a bunch of people are gonna play tomorrow. But you know what's funny? LeBron. Another thing, LeBron also in this game, it looked like he kind of pulled his hamstring for a second, and I was very worried. That's why I was also thinking he wasn't gonna play tomorrow. But LeBron said his hamstring was good. Even then, I think JJ and them still don't want to risk it, so I think they sit him tomorrow regardless. So I think LeBron's not playing. If LeBron somehow decides to play, I would be absolutely in shock. But yeah, we'll kind of see how that goes. Just to kind of talk about everybody else from the Timberwolves real quick. Anthony Edwards, again, Anthony was playing really, really good, but again, obviously he had like gotten that double tech. The Lakers had Naz Reid in hell, by the way. Naz Reid was being stuck having to guard Austin Reeves on defense. They would like do the pick and roll switch, and they get Reeves matched up on Naz Reid, and Naz would have to deal with Reeves shiftiness. And then on defense, Naz Reid is dealing with LeBron and Rui all night. Like, Naz was having a awful night offensively and defensively. Like, he was getting picked on all night. Naz Reid was unfortunate because, and Naz is my guy. Naz is Jelly Fam. He's a nice dude. But, man, Naz was getting picked on all night. JD McDaniels for 15 and 8. NAW was like okay-ish. T-Sharp. This guy here, I still think that he's gonna get burned after Randall and all of them come back, but I hope that like he still gets a decent amount of rotation minutes, because he's somebody that I want to see on the floor. Like, Jalen Clark is also like somebody as well that there's gonna be part of the future, but Terrence Shannon Jr. is a dog. And I hope they continue to put him on the floor and develop him. He might eventually be like a starter. I can see him being a starter. I don't know if I'm going to say by next year, because I don't know what they're going to do with Mike Conley coming up soon and how they feel about NAW and JD McDaniels and stuff. But Terrence Shannon Jr., man, this dude is the truth. He is nice. Rob Dillingham, phew, man, I'm not going to lie, y'all. Rob fans is getting dark. It's getting very, very dark. And then the final game we're going to kind of talk about real quick, Nuggets and Bucks. I'm not gonna go like a ton like I talked about the other two games, but I can definitely talk about them for a little bit here. Another kind of highly anticipated matchup. Again, you're talking about two MVPs both in this decade, and both also champions in this decade as well. And they're the two best players in the world. Like, people can make debates about one or two. I know a lot of people have done like the 1A, 1B. Right now, I personally say Jokic is the best in the world, and I'll put Giannis at number 2. And I would have had Luka at 3. I would have had Luka at 3, which I mean technically he probably still is, but I can see myself putting SGA at 3 right now, and then Luka's like number 4. But yeah, you're talking about the two best players in the world going head to head in the matchup. Nice one all around too. Giannis, one of the things that I love seeing about in Giannis's game is that he's getting his stuff polished. For example, in the late game here, I'll bring it up, but Giannis hits this nice little pull up midi. Let me see. Is it? Yeah, it's like the play. It's like this play right here.
The two nice transition fast break points again for Denver.
One dribble, in and out, pull up.
It's a 2.
I love the fact that Giannis, I know like a lot of NBA players work on their game, like I know that they do, but it's just the fact that like you can see it translated on the court for Giannis. That is so great to see. I love the fact that Giannis has been able to like kind of start adding stuff like this to his repertoire. I know again like a lot of his things is going to be kind of like I'm gonna do the bully ball and I'm gonna get mostly everything at the rim. So I get that, but man, it's just great to see Giannis continue to add stuff like this in the game. Do we ever think he's going to be really consistent at this point? I mean, he's in his 30s. I doubt it's just going to be a consistent part of his game. But I mean, he's great. Giannis tonight, 28-19, his season high in rebounds and 7 assists. Kuzma tonight, light 16, 5 and 9, something a little solid. Brook Lopez, also a solid night, 22 points. Dame Dame, man, I think, is it the coaching? Is it the fit? Is it the like, I think Dame and Giannis, like, pairing wise should be really, really good. Is it just the rest of the roster? I just don't know. Just Dame, I don't know, man. I just don't get why Dame just isn't as seamless as a fit as we thought it was. I think it may just be like the roster construction for the Bucks fucking sucks, and they did give up a bunch to get Dame, so maybe that's why. But I don't know, man. Just, I mean, still 19 points. I mean, it's not bad, but Dame's supposed to be the number 2 star. You're supposed to be like the guy that they're gonna rely on in the series, so I don't know, man. But another more solid games from Gary Trent Jr. and Taurean Prince. Taurean Prince being their 3-and-D guy. Kevin Porter Jr. still, you shouldn't be on the court. You should be in jail. You and Miles Bridges and a couple other people. Shoot, Jackson Hayes. Hey, even though Jackson was hooping, Jackson's a weirdo. I think should be in jail too. But hey, that's another topic for another day. And then on Nuggets side, right? So the Nuggets, 32, 10, and 14 from Jokic, another triple-double. Jokic in this game was aggressive. He was attacking, and finally, like, looking to score, unlike the other game recently, like against the Lakers, where he just wasn't attacking at all. Gordon missed shots. Gordon was not good at all. MBJ was not good at all, even though she looked at 10 rebounds. Jamal Murray wasn't really that great either, even though he had 20 and 5. Christian Braun is whatever. Westbrook is whatever. Westbrook has been whatever. My boy Julian, though, I had seen they had a lot of highlights for Julian tonight. Julian had 12 points, no rebounds, and no assists. Dude, you're like 6'9", dude. I was like, bro, I know Julian in real life, nigga. You're 6'9", bro. Why you have no rebounds? What are we doing? He's not like a great defender either. I noticed that a lot of people be like, they'll kind of trying to attack him on this defense stuff. His defense is not good, but Julian, come on, bro. Hey, shout out 12 points though. 12 points is 12 points. It's a bucket. But yeah, in this game here, this game was pretty much close throughout. There was never really like any like 20-point leads or like any like massive gaps. Like, I think the most the gaps may have been is like maybe like 12, 13, which in the old NBA was like, dude, that's a lot. But in the current modern day, 12, 13 is like nothing. Like, as you can see from that third quarter from Steph, like, that 14-point lead didn't fucking matter, and they ended up getting the lead, and they ended up going up like as many as 7 or something before the third quarter. But yeah, I mean, this game was like never really out of hand, entertaining kind of all throughout. The unfortunate thing that why I wasn't as locked in on this one compared to everything else, like compared to the other ones, is because, again, Steph Curry is going for 56. We're talking about one of the top 10 players who's exciting is going off. This game. Who's going off. None of these guys here had like a game where they're like going off, but it was still enjoying to watch. Denver's defense just continues to get picked on, ways to exploit them. A lot of the role players, if you're just not going to be good on offense, then you're really a negative asset on the team, because one of the worst things about this Nuggets team, losing KCP and Bruce Brown had diminished their defense to kind of where you had seen it last year in that series against the Timberwolves, even though they had KCP last year, but you've seen that in that series against the Timberwolves. But then it's just losing out even again, like even on more pieces, and now it's just like your defensive issues are evident. If you're not going to hit shots offensively that Jokic creates, then it just makes his team even worse, and it's like a lot of net negative assets. And unfortunately, there's not their best defender on that Nugget squad that gets minutes is who? Like, who is their best defender here? Like, are you gonna say Russ because of his steal stuff? Are you gonna say, who are you gonna say? Are you gonna say Aaron Gordon because Aaron Gordon has like a big frame? You're not gonna say Michael Porter. Michael Porter is not a great defender. You're not gonna say Jokic. You're not gonna say Jamal. Christian Braun's not good at all. You're not gonna say Julian. DeAndre Jordan's old and washed, and everything. He's not gonna say him. Like, who is the Nuggets' premier defender? And this is kind of what teams are starting to realize, is that, like, if their team is not going to hit offensive shots, like, if they're not going to do well on offense, their defense is not good enough to stop us in any way, shape, or form. And again, maybe only a couple teams in the playoffs can actually take advantage of this, right? Like maybe only OKC, who OKC's defense is lights out, even though their offense is suspect. OKC, like maybe OKC can do it, and then maybe probably the Lakers, because because you've seen it in that one game. It's just a 1 game sample size, but you've seen that the Lakers can really lock in on their defense and kind of force everybody else to have to make plays on offense. But like, and I know it's only 2 teams, so maybe not the whole West can do it, but you still kind of look at Denver and just be like, man, they don't have a premier defender on this team. And if they're not hitting shots on offense, it's a scary night. So we'll kind of see. Denver right now is the 3 seed though, so they're with the fight right now between Houston, LA, Denver, and Memphis. They're all trying to fight for this 2 seed position, which again, they're kind of right there. So everybody's kind of fighting for that spot. So we'll kind of see how that shakes out in over the course of the weeks here. But Denver's like, they're not in the worst position. It'll just be something to watch out come playoff time. As for Milwaukee, Milwaukee gets that win. They're fighting with Indiana back and forth for this 4th seed, so they can host the first round of the playoff series. But they need to worry about the Pistons too, because the Pistons are now on a run, and the Pistons are trying to move up and see if they can maybe take a home court spot as well. Again, I just don't know why the Dame and Giannis pairing hasn't been great. I'm going to attribute it to coaching and roster management, because one thing, Doc Rivers hasn't been a good coach in quite a long time. I'm going to personally say, I don't think Doc Rivers has been a great coach since probably, I can go back to maybe the Celtics days if I want to be 100% on it, if I want to be like honest with my heart. But if I want to get benefit of the doubt, I'll probably say like the LA Clippers days is probably like the last time I can definitively say Doc Rivers was like a great coach, because since them days I haven't thought Doc was great as a coach really at all, per se. So really at all. And there's kind of like a period in the Clippers years too, like where I would say I probably stopped thinking of Doc as like a great coach. But yeah, but I mean, they're still 33 and 25, 8 games above 500. It's just the top end teams are just clearly, like, I don't know if I'm gonna say the Knicks and the Pacers are like clearly better than them, but it's obvious like Boston and the Cavs like have a gap. Oh, by the way, I didn't even realize the Cavs fucking clinched the playoff spot already. They're the first team in the league that clinched the playoff spot. They got clinched the postseason. That's fucking hilarious. That's so hilarious that the Cavs the first team to clinch that. I think OKC will probably do it within like the next day or two, but it's just funny to see how the Cavs clinched the playoff spot there. Just on the outlook though for these 2 teams here, let's kind of like look at their upcoming schedules really quick, just so we can kind of see what they're gonna face. So for the Bucks, okay, so they play the Mavericks. Oh yeah, they play it on Saturday. So they play the Mavericks on Saturday, but there's still no Anthony Davis and stuff in that game. So I don't think, and there's no big men. So unless Kyrie and Clay shoot the lights out, they should be able to take advantage of that. The Hawks suck, dude. Like, bro, they're forever a play-in team. I mean, yeah, they can make some noise and stuff because Trae Young just can always get hot, but come on, bro, the Hawks suck. You play the Mavericks again. That's a back-to-back, but you play the Mavericks again, another one you should take advantage of. You play Orlando on Saturday. Orlando again, they have one of the worst offenses in the league. Orlando's, I think, defensively is great and stuff, but their offense piss and shit. And then you play the Cavs, which, ooh, that's a back-to-back too. Ooh, that'll be very, very interesting. You're playing the Cavs on a back-to-back. So 2 games right here, I would probably say these are decently tough. So, and they're gonna need these games too, because you don't want to drop anything to this hot Detroit team or to that Pacers team. You do not want to drop games there as well. I can say the same thing about the Nuggets though, right? Like the Nuggets, so they have a back-to-back today. They play Detroit today. Another early game too. Ooh, that's gonna be very interesting. I actually think oh, they got tough games coming. Oh, they got a tough slate. Oh, they are in a really interesting spot. They have a tough slate. You got the Pistons today in a back-to-back. You got them playing you got them on Sunday playing Boston, and it's a 10 a.m. game, which like I'm in West Coast, so this is West Coast time. But you got them on like you got them at pretty much 1 p.m. Let's just say 1 p.m. But a 1 p.m. game. The Kings, I think they can beat the Kings and everything. They could probably beat the Pistons too, but I could also see them losing to the Pistons. That's pretty tough. Phoenix is trying to fight for their life, but unfortunately Phoenix is just kind of out of here, so it's whatever. Then you got the OKC. You have OKC in a back-to-back twice. You're playing OKC twice, and it's a back-to-back game. And one of these games is early as hell. Oh my god, one of these is a 12 noon game. Like one of these is like what OKC times are 2 hours ahead. One of these is 12 noon, the other is 7 o'clock. So maybe they're well rested for the other game, but you have an early game against OKC. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the Nuggets got an interesting thing too, because the Nuggets don't want to fall far behind out from the Memphis, because you don't want Memphis to try to get even more of a lead, and you also don't want to let the Lakers or the Rockets creep up on you too. So yeah, we'll kind of see how that all works out there. I think that's gonna be it though in terms of my coverage for the league tonight. Realistically, I mean, like, okay, I mean, we can look at the other games real quick. Like, we can kind of briefly talk about the other games, which keep it honest, I didn't watch this game at all. Mavs versus Charlotte, no reason to. Funny enough though, Mark Williams healthy ass 26-16 did something nice, and then Kyrie 25, 9 and 5. I did see the stats about Mark Williams, and I was like, wow, you know, it was just funny about him, like the Lakers rescind trade and stuff, because I know he wanted to be in LA so bad. I don't know if we'll ever hear the details about what LA decided like was wrong about him, but I guess it's some long-term stuff, because they were just kind of like whatever. And then this game, there was a point in this game where I was watching, I briefly watched for a second. I looked down, it was a 5-point Pelicans lead, and then I looked up and they were down like 17. The Suns were down 17. Zion had his first ever triple double, by the way, which is like, that's crazy. One of the things, man, if Zion can stay healthy, man, Zion, when he's on the floor, bro, Zion just like, he means more when he's on the floor, bro. Zion is just one of them dudes. It's just like, man, like when you're on the floor, you matter, dude. So he's just one of them guys, man, where it's just like, bro, your impact like actually matters. I mean, plus 17 today, bro. When Zion's on the floor, you just like, he matters as a player. Shout out to Trey Murphy as well. Trey Murphy's all been developing, has been solid. Jordan Hawkins, with that, I wanted the Lakers to grab him a couple years ago in that draft. Jordan Hawkins did pretty solid as well, and then Jose Alvarado, the fucking pest that he is, the little pest that he is, doing that. And then, I mean, your usual stuff. What's it called? Brad did play tonight. Ryan Dunn, he got, how many minutes did Brian Dunn? He got 13 minutes, dude. I'm not gonna lie though, this is disgraceful. Tyus Jones, even though he's their starter, which again, he really shouldn't be, but he's their starting point guard. Tyus Jones playing 38 minutes is disgraceful. I don't care that he was a plus 15 at all. That's disgraceful. Booker with 36, KD with 28, Bobo, I watched a couple Bobo things here. Bobo was doing solid. They just didn't keep him in the game. I don't know if it's like a Mike Budenholzer thing, but the Suns just like refuse to play their best players. Like, I personally think right now, right, if you're gonna go a starting lineup, right, I say you go Brad, KD, Book, Bobo, and Nick Richards. If you want to swap out Bobo for, let's say, like Royce O'Neal, actually no, or like Ryan Dunn. If you want to say Bobo for like Ryan Dunn, right, that's perfectly fine too, because Ryan's probably their best 3-and-D wing for real, especially even though he's a rookie, he's probably really their best 3-and-D. But it doesn't make sense. They just don't play their best lineups. They don't optimize their best lineups, and then they have Durant standing a lot in the corner. it's baffling to me about what's going on in Phoenix, and that's something that I think I'm gonna do a video on with the homie Swavey Keys, because Keys is a diehard Sun fan, and Keys can like really dive deep more into the team than I ever could. But man, it's very, very bad in Phoenix right now. Not much positive light, and also they don't own their pick this year, and there's already rumors that about KD getting traded in the offseason, and KD had already kind of spoke about it about, hey, we'll deal with everything in the offseason. So KD's probably gone, and the Rockets are going to own their pick. If he gets traded to Houston, I'm assuming that the Suns would want their pick back. They want their pick back. But if they trade like KD to like Dallas or something like that, it's not going to matter, because guess what? You don't have your pick. The Rockets do. the Rockets got your pick. Yeah, it's very, very bad. They need to clean a lot of things up. Otherwise, I think that's gonna be it, y'all. I thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We got scheduled for tomorrow. Well, I say tomorrow, but that's technically today, right? Like we look at it. So being honest, we got a schedule for tomorrow going. A couple of decent games here. Again, the ones that I'm gonna watch. Obviously, I'm gonna be locked in on Lakers Clippers. Leap pass. Get that out of my way. Obviously, I'm locked in on Lakers Clippers there. They play at a back-to-back, the Pelicans and Suns. That's all terrible hilarious. I'm gonna lock in on Memphis and New York Knicks as well. That'll also be something that will really be really nice. Cavs Celtics is an all-time classic. That's definitely locked in. And then I'm gonna put up Nuggets and Pistons as well. I think I'm gonna have this one playing probably throughout the probably on the speakers, and then I'll have like this game or something on the side. I'll probably like pull all these up, but like definitely just gonna lock in on this one for sure. But yeah, that's gonna be it, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning into the Hoop Nights channel. It means a lot, because I've been putting in a lot of research and time watching more basketball than I've ever really watched in my life, which I'm a basketball head. I like watching basketball. I love sitting down and watching the game. It's just really interesting that like I've kind of had to lock in on a lot more on other teams, which I have, but like I'm like really locking in now, which is just fun to see. And it's just fun to make these videos and talk hoops. And hopefully we continue to grow this channel so that we can talk ball with a bunch of other people, grow the channel with collabs and stuff, and then see where we can go. But that's gonna be it for me. I love you guys. This is Y2 Shadows, Chaos Control Army. I am out. I'll see you guys in the next Hoop Night video, which will be probably tomorrow after I talk about Cavs Celtics and Lakers Clippers and maybe some of the other ones. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Deuces.